to apologize. We originally thought the meeting was going to be on December 1st. This meeting got canceled, the health committee meeting, and I had several members from the task force that were planning on being here. Some drive from Northwest Arkansas, doctors, and kind of hard to rearrange schedules to get here, so I don't really have a lot of our members in attendance today. But I told them, don't worry about it, because I think that I'll try to make this nice and short for you all, but I just wanted to give you an update on what we are doing. First of all, you should have before you this, and I'm going to go through it a little bit, and start out by explaining what is alpha-gal. Alpha-gal is an allergy, and it's an allergy to mammalian products. Most commonly known as being an allergy to meat from cows, pigs, deer. Representative Dwight Tosh also has alpha-gal. I have alpha-gal. There's different severities of this allergy. For example, Dwight Tosh is allergic just to the meat. But for some of us who have this allergy, we are allergic to anything that comes from that mammal. For instance, glycerin comes from mammal, gelatin comes from mammal, milk comes from mammal. The list goes on, and so it can get very complicated when you're trying to eat something because these products are in everything. So what has been known about this is that it actually comes from a tick bite. I have not had this my whole life. This has only been about the last 3 years, and it came from a tick bite. After I received the tick bite, it was probably about 2 months later before I had my first reaction. So of course there's no way I would have connected it to the tick bite. I also had my first reaction to barbecue pork, which I ate at 6 o'clock in the evening for dinner, and I reacted starting about 9 o'clock at night. So it's a delayed reaction, making it very complicated to relate it back to what it was that you ate. After 3 trips to the ER, and kept being told that this is an, what's the term? Idiopathic allergic reaction. I was frustrated by that. And I said, no, something has gone wrong with my body. I'm not able to breathe. I have rashes all over me. What's going on? And eventually did get to an allergist, and they took a blood test, and they diagnosed me with this alpha-gal allergy. When we came into this legislative session this past time, Dwight Tosh sits a row behind me. We got to talking about our crazy allergy, and we realized it's the same allergy, and I went 2 out of 100 people throughout the state of Arkansas randomly. I think we need to do something about it. So let's see what we can do. And therefore, you all thankfully allowed us to pass the alpha-gal task force. And that's what we're here today to kind of present what we've done in the last year and a half with this task force and where we want to go with it. So if you'll open up your packet. First of all, I kind of explained a little bit about what the allergy is. I don't want to get too detailed with you. I can answer any questions, but I know we have a long list of other things to get to. I do want to show you on page 3 the different areas that were represented on this task force. We tried to reach out to every area that we thought would be affected by this. And you can see we have the Arkansas Pharmacists Association, to several members from the Department of Health, American Academy of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, some doctors. We have reached out to the Board of Nursing, the Division of Agriculture, every area that I could think of that would be affected by this. We had numerous presentations, anything from some of the top researchers in the country, Dr. Tina Merritt, who lives here in Arkansas, and would love to have been here today. She's an allergist, and she is actually one of the major dots that connected this allergy altogether. A patient in Northwest Arkansas died from a reaction to a cancer drug. And that reaction was because of alpha-gal. And she became aware of this person who passed away, and from that point decided to figure out, well, what was it that caused this person to die? And that's one of the things that connected all the dots to figuring out what this allergy is. We also had Dr. Scott Cummins. When you look up alpha-gal on the internet or whatever, you will see his name all over everything. He does not live in the state. He started his research in West Virginia, and now is in North Carolina. He has teleconferenced in with us numerous times. We also had Dr. Stephen Jindal present some information. He used to work with the FDA, and his testimony became very important to us because we have now, and I'll get into it in a minute, we have now petitioned the FDA and asked them to get involved in better food labeling, and his expertise in that helped us gain some understanding on how to go about doing that. We'll go down a little bit further to page, let's see, I know you're wondering, well, I've never heard of this. How many people in the state of Arkansas have this? Why haven't I heard of this? And quite honestly, those numbers are still really hard to get. I'm going to have you look at page 8 here. We do know that the place that takes the blood test, we're looking at the bottom of page 8. I'm sorry. Oops.